I don't know if you can see or not here, but on my bookshelf behind me, many of my books are upside down. That comes as a very loving prank from the senior high youth group, in which they one night came into my office and turned all of my books upside down. But today I want to use it as an illustration for an upcoming sermon series for this summer. The sermon series is entitled, We Should Pray, But How? You see, oftentimes, I feel like in my own life, maybe you do as well, when I pray, sometimes I get it upside down. That I spend a lot of time praying for God to get to know me. Like, God, would you please see where I'm at? Don't you see me? I need you. I need you to do this in my life. I need you to do that in my life. I need you to heal this person. I need you to help me in this place. And it seems as if a lot of my prayer life, our prayer lives, are devoted to inviting God to get to know me. And I just want to suggest that that might be a bit upside down. That really, well, that's not bad, and certainly it's biblical. We are to pray that God would intervene in our lives, do miracles in our lives, do all kinds of good things in our lives. But maybe we should focus more, though, on not our invitation to God to getting to know us as much as God's invitation to getting to know Him. As we go through the summer series, again, titled We Should Pray, which I don't have to convince any of you that we should pray more, right? That prayer needs to be more part of our lives, part of our church's life, part of Covenant's life. But how? Are we to be limited into our upside down view of prayer and that God gets to know us? Or are there ways that we need to begin to understand that we can get to know God more by prayer? That's going to be the thrust of that sermon series, and we're going to be doing that by looking primarily at the prayers of the Apostle Paul for the church, and do that through a book that D.A. Carson has written called Praying with Paul. So we'll be all through the Pauline epistles looking at the ways that Paul prays for the church, because when Paul prays for the church, he is praying that the eyes of their hearts might be open, that they got to know God more, that they might see the fullness of Christ, that they might understand the wisdom that God has for them in their lives. See, Paul's focus when he prays for the church is not always just for the issues or the thoughts of the church, not inviting God into the church of the New Testament, but inviting the church of the New Testament to get to know God more. And I would hope that through the summer we might see that, know that, begin to practice that our prayer lives would be influenced and not be quite so upside down and asking God to join us, as much as see it as an invitation of God to join Him, to get to know God more. I think it could revolutionize our walks with God, our understanding of God, and why I'm so excited to preach through it. It'll start June 4th. It'll run through the end of August. A great sermon series. So I'm excited to preach it. Hopefully you'll be excited to participate in it as we participate in worship together. We should pray, but how? We should pray more in a way of getting to know God better.